Okay.
Right now.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming.
Good evening.
So we have a big town meeting tonight for finance, so let's see how far we can get. And you guys want to get over to that meeting perhaps at 7 p.m.? So I don't want to hold you up too much. So I appreciate everybody coming. And we do have a quorum. So I just have to check off Marie's here. Yes. So, and Colleen, I have not heard from, so I don't know about her. James is going to be late. He has a game tonight. And Maya is not going to be here. She has a game tonight. And Elise is not going to be able to make it. So that leaves the rest of us, and we're in good shape. And nobody wants to sit next to me, huh? Boy.
Well, I'd rather, if I could see you.
Oh, is that it? Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that clarification, because I'm feeling a little lonely up here. I'm like, okay, deodorant, what's the problem up here? Okay. So I'd like to call the meeting to order, and it is 6:36. Let's see what we need to do. The first item is, let me get rid of that. The first item is we did have some views of our meeting. So we had 13 views of our last meeting. So a little bit down, but it is getting to be nice weather. So we'll have to see how that goes. And we did have a response to Kelly about our last meeting too, that she'll bring up in her discussion. Okay. Oh.
I didn't bring it, so.
Oh.
Once I sent it to you, I would.
Oh, okay. All right, then I'll say it now then. So, she did have, somebody comment about the meeting and thought it was a really great idea what John Webster is working on for us to have the lawyers come in and talk about the law and the estate planning and that. And we also had talked about doing the training for seniors and all. And she had recommended that we do cybersecurity for seniors and do it ASAP. So I believe her request was not to wait till fall, to try to get it in sooner, and the sooner the better, and as many multiple times as we can do. So John is not coming this evening, he's out of town. So I've asked him to follow up with that and see. I think he had mentioned that it was the 360 credit union that he had attended from the Chamber of Commerce. Right, right. So he's going to check with them to see if they might be able to do a program for us, and then we'll coordinate a date and time. Yes, Marie.
Is that cybersecurity class for the seniors? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. Like a very simple cybersecurity class. Like, don't deal with anyone you don't know. Period.
Correct.
Because the cybersecurity can be very complicated.
Yes, but I think it's more about, and I haven't seen the program, and we can obviously customize it once we know a little bit more, maybe, and see it. Sure. But I think it's more about how do you know if it's an email, right, that it's, spam, or about links, and about, we've had a lot of people where the grandchildren have been kidnapped and you need to, give money, or they've been arrested and you have to pay bond or whatever it is. So I think it's going to be more like that, and what your steps should be is what my preference would be. But again, I haven't seen the program,
They
so.
said that there was a sort of a handout when they had the class, and so it gave you something to bring home to review, kind of thing.
Awesome. You didn't go to that meeting, did you?
No.
Okay. So, anyway, so that's what we've got feedback on that.
And I did reply to her to explain why we weren't going to do it any sooner than June, and why we were not looking to do it over the summer, what our thoughts were on attendance being low. So I don't know when I wrote, if I sent it to you, if I copied you on her reply, but I did write back to explain why we weren't doing it immediately from a marketing standpoint.
Right.
It wouldn't be in the Talk Turkey in time, and it wouldn't be in the newsletter, so there wouldn't be enough advertising time.
Okay.
Just so you know, I couldn't remember if I had copied you on the response or just forwarded the email.
You just forwarded the email, so, but that's good. She didn't reply after that?
She did, but it was something
Okay.
like, okay, thanks for letting
Okay.
me know or something.
Perfect.
I think she'd keep an eye out for the program type of thing.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
that's
I was like,
positive.
oh, no, I didn't bring it.
No, that's okay. And it's great that somebody's watching. And I think that's the greatest thing, is we've got people watching, they're paying attention, and then they're having responses, so that's great. Okay, minutes of the past meeting, they were handed out just now, so hopefully if you weren't able to read them from your email, you can read them now, and can I have a motion?
Motion to accept. That's what's me.
Okay. Second?
No, not me. I had to abstain. I wasn't here.
Okay, Pam, thank you. And for discussion, item 6 under old business number 1, technical lessons on phone/PC. Second line, it just says, but has not heard back as of it. So I think that's supposed to be as of yet, perhaps. So that would be the only change that I would recommend.
I would recommend we change from 189 cars to 244.
Oh, was it 244?
Yes.
55 extra people with
Was that the
Metacomet and
final?
Higley.
Oh, wow, that was,
Yep.
Was that what was reported at the meeting, or is that the final, that just after the meeting?
I don't remember. I'm old, I can't remember this stuff.
From what we did at the meeting.
Okay, from what we did at the meeting, it was 189,
Oh, okay.
but we'll bring that up in the new business. Okay? And then we'll get the new count. How's that?
Sure.
Okay. So we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion granted. Thank you very much. Okay. And as an aside, I have asked Donna if she can get the minutes to us, preferably a week in advance if possible.
I'll email them when I email. I have to get them to town hall within 72 hours. So they're done long time ago.
Perfect.
It's just, so I always piggybacked it with yours, so, but that's okay.
Okay.
You can just do it that way.
Well, I can
too.
send them out again. I can attach them too with mine. But the reason is there was a couple of things in here I had forgotten and didn't have in my notes that I should have followed up on and added to Talk Turkey. For instance, the electric rebate and stuff like that, when I did my Talk Turkey. And so that's the only reason I'm thinking.
Yeah, that works.
Okay, senior services.
okay. I just have 2 items to bring up with you guys that hopefully, I don't know if you want to discuss them at this point or if you want to add it to new business, but I was approached by the folks that run the farmers market, and they were wondering if the commission might want to do a booth at one of the farmers market days. It's not every time, but they're going to allow it up.
I think it's just once.
Yeah, like, so they're going to rotate, but
They're gonna
there would be a booth at each farmer's market each time they have it. So I was approached to ask to bring it forth to you guys. So I can give you their information and then y'all can discuss it as a group. I didn't want to forget that. And then the other thing that I wanted to, that I would need to be decided tonight, if you want it in my newsletter, is the summer meetings at Higley and Metacomet. If those are going to happen, last year I advertised it in my newsletter. And I am wrapping up getting the newsletter hopefully to the printer next week. So if that could be decided tonight, if you are going to do it. If you want it in the newsletter, it could certainly be decided at the next meeting. It just wouldn't make it in my newsletter.
When did they do that last year? July?
We did one in July and we did one in August.
So we skipped the 4th because it was on Tuesday, so we did like a Wednesday or something.
Correct.
And we did the following
Right.
week.
I think we did the following week.
Okay.
And Higley was definitely much more attended
Right.
than Metacomet.
But they were both successful, I think.
but they were both successful.
Spread the word out.
Right. So,
So I just wanted to bring that up first so that, I don't have too much of an update right now because I haven't finished that newsletter, but the good news is for my 3 programs remaining this month, we have a lunch bunch, we have the Travelers Corral, and we have Thorncrest Farm trip, and those are all full trips.
Good.
So, and as I said, I'm trying to wrap up my newsletter for June, July, and August. I do know that the summer concert / lobster roll thing is June 21st. But I'm finalizing some of the other things. So, so that's all I have. And then I'll quickly just, Elise asked me to just mention, she didn't really have too many updates, but she said that she just wanted to emphasize that the folks that have electric heat, 5/31 is the deadline for applying for Connecticut energy assistance. Anyone who had other fuel had to apply by the end of March, but if you have electric heat, you have until the end of this month to apply. So that was her update for social services.
And our villages, that's included in their rent, correct?
I believe so.
So it's really the outward.
No, that's my understanding.
Okay. That's mine too. Okay. Very good. Okay, any questions with either senior services or social services? Okay, thank you, Kelly. I do have a general question.
Yes.
Please, 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 please. Did you hear anybody say they got their cards and they,
Yes, I had a few people who said that they were not sure why they got it. You know, they thought I sent it. They were like, I got your card. They were a little confused. So then I explained it. And then I had a couple of people that commented saying like, oh, it lifted my spirit. So probably maybe a total of 4 or 5. I probably had 2 that said, yeah. That said, hey, I got the card in the mail and it lifted my spirit. Yeah. And then, you know, probably 2 or 3 people who were just like, why did you send me a card? And then I explained, it wasn't me, it was the commission. And
Name on it.
yeah, I think there was a little thing said like contact Kelly. I mean, it wasn't signed Kelly, so.
no, we each signed our own names
Yeah,
and we
so-
had it from the Commission on Aging. I did the labels for it
Yeah,
and all,
so-
so,
Explain. But I
So
yeah.
I explained, you know, what it was, and then they were like, oh, okay. And so I was saying they were trying to get folks to, you know, come to the senior center and just check in to see, let everyone know that they're here if you need anything, and that we're here if you need anything. So yeah, that's a few handful.
Good, great. And Marie, yours were able to go out, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't well, but a week later they did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just have some friends at Metacomet and they, you know, either they're clueless or they didn't know they got it and
I got everything just I got and sent out.
perfect. Thank you. I'll have to check back and say, did you look at it?
Sure, I put all of them from that comment in Higley.
You didn't get them?
And they all said to our neighbor at Metacom, to our
Right.
neighbor at Higley. I did them.
Oh, you did
The
them all?
ones that I gave out to the team were for the first 189. I did the last 55.
And they said they didn't receive any?
Yeah, but it was like a week or 2 after, you know, our sending date.
Meeting.
And I'm thinking, this is, you know, it's a pretty small town. I can't imagine it would take 2 weeks for it to get to the mailbox.
Well, the mail goes to Suffield and then comes back.
Yeah, but still 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I could have walked it that way, you know? And I'm a pretty slow walker too. So I don't know, you know, like I said, I don't know if it was, they got it and didn't acknowledge it, or one party in the household got it and the other one didn't have any clue. Who knows? Could be something like that too. Okay, Good Samaritan program.
I haven't, we haven't had it.
No update? Okay.
Yeah, no.
So I put down there a Realtor contact. So there's somebody on Facebook that is very public and very outgoing and helpful. He's been talking about the taxes of last year. They went up and the percentage and all of that. And he indicated that, and he actually opened it up on Facebook and said, if anybody needs assistance, and it was basically a free of charge kind of a thing, that he has contractors that he works with as a realtor that he could reach out to and have some of them help out for smaller projects, not actually building, a building or something, but
New deck?
yeah, really, a new deck. I put that down to remind me so that if you do get requests, that we pull that together and see if we can't get somebody.
Oh, sure, yeah, if you want to
Okay.
forward this contact information.
Okay.
to Lisa and I, then we have it. If somebody does call, we can reach out to him and say,
Yes.
we saw this.
I wanted to reach out to him in general, just to have a conversation and, to say, hey, how far are you willing to go with this? So, and I haven't done that yet, but I put it on the agenda so I'd remember to do it.
Okay. thanks.
Okay?
Because we have several relatives in town that are realtors. East Granby has several, out of Eden's office and so on. So there is a couple that live right here in town in terms of residents. And they probably have different ones that they share to use.
Yes,
Yeah.
for contractors.
Yeah.
I want to say his first name starts with a J, okay?
J.
Don't hold me to it. But anyways, it seems like a pretty young guy. I would say he's probably mid-30s, 40 maybe. But he's been very open about, you can't just look at, your property tax and the increase in value of your house and, there's some, so he was kind of explaining how that all intermixes and, the formulas and all that. And he also offered anybody to look at their appraisals and their reevaluations for them as well. So, but then he did state just recently that he has contractors that he works with on a regular basis that could help out people if they were in need. So,
I sort of think I saw it too, but I just can't remember the name. And I don't think he was out of this Granby office. I think he was with a different realty group, but I don't know for sure.
yeah.
Like,
I kind of think he lived on that side of town. Not that that means anything, but I was thinking,
well, there's a couple that, like, that are right here.
Yeah. but anyways, I've seen him post a lot of different things on East Granby, and I did save it, but I probably got 400 saves.
East Granby Community.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, it was definitely an East Granby community. So I just keep that open, so I know we used to have more requests that we weren't able to service, so maybe if it happens again, we'll see.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so old business, East Granby Cares. We don't have anybody here to report on it, other than I did put something in my talk turkey, and that was pretty accurate. I heard that we had 17 seniors that signed up.
Yes.
17 seniors, and we were supposed to have like 32 students. So I don't know how many showed up.
Yeah, I haven't got,
Oh, perfect timing.
here he comes.
Take a breath, and then we'll ask you for the update on the CARES Day. Glad you were able to join us.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, the important question.
Yes.
Did you win?
Yes, we did.
All right, congratulations. Effort well done. Okay. So we were just talking about the East Granby Cares Day. So we had 17 seniors that made the request. And how many students did you end up?
I think we had, so originally we planned on having 32. I think it ended up was somewhere around 27 or 26, just because I think there was a baseball game that day and all the sophomores who play baseball couldn't make it. And then one or other two kids just didn't show up. So fewer than we would have liked, but I think, so I was talking with Mr. Madrala, and there was one or two houses that we didn't get to because there were a chunk of kids that weren't there. So he said he's planning on talking with the kids who weren't able to go and making it up with them to visit those two seniors. And I've talked to him, so he doesn't really know. He doesn't know when that exactly is yet.
Okay. What was the kind of work that you guys ended up doing?
Mostly it's just raking leaves, kind of either moving patio furniture, just tree limbs and all that stuff. More mulch this time than obviously in the fall. Just laying down some mulch because they can't do it themselves. But yeah, mostly all that stuff. Just sweeping around like decks and attics, or not attics. Can't go inside, but yeah.
James, how did you decide which jobs to do and which jobs not to do?
It's kind of just what was on the request, and so I just saw what the groups were, and I just had each kid go to here. But all the jobs are pretty much similar. Like the raking leaves, it's all kind of similar stuff. There's nothing really inside that they have to do.
Did you go like by the order of which they were, like the dates
Oh,
requested?
like
the first
no,
people to request it got it done and the last people didn't? Or?
no. So once
You
we
don't get assigned either? You don't
No,
assign?
once we give it over to.
Yeah, no, so once we get the list-
we Don't.
How soon do you give it over?
We did it about, 10 days before?
Oh,
I think so,
okay.
yeah. Yeah, so what was tricky, I guess, was I didn't get the list of students that were like signed up to do it until like 2 or 3 days before the event. So I kind of had to throw it together within the last 2 days. So that was kind of why I think a couple of people didn't get calls until the day of, which was, I guess, unfortunate. But usually what I do to just put it together is, since I have the whole list, it doesn't really have anything to do with the order of who signed up. So I'll just go, I'll make the groups first. It's usually groups of 4 or 5, and I usually have one big group and I'll give them like the harder jobs. And other than that, we'll kind of just spread it out evenly. Try to get it like geographically close so they don't have to
Because the
drive.
first lady who signed up for it didn't get any, she didn't get any.
Yeah, I know that. I guess I'm still speaking to Mr. Mandrala to get that done, but
Okay.
he hasn't really given me any details on it.
Do you know what that was? What the need was?
Was it Judy Root?
Yes.
Okay.
Who used to be on the Commission on Aging.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I think.
She was not happy.
No names.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame her. It's obviously it's unfortunate, but I mean, I'm talking to him, trying to get it done, but
So what did she request?
Raking.
Raking.
She was the first person to request.
Okay, so, can you check on that?
yeah, absolutely.
And see if that can get done for her?
Yeah.
Soon, or, and get back to me, because if not,
She had somebody else do it, so
oh, it's done. Okay,
well, obviously, yeah, I can send her I can email her, send her my apologies, but that's
that's okay.
kind of,
It's
not really.
like thrown together at the last
Stuff
second.
happens.
Yeah,
right,
stuff happens.
right.
Unfortunately, there wasn't really much I could do about that. But
Makeup would be a good thing. Maybe the students that could, get the hours in too.
yeah, for sure. 'Cause-
Basketball game.
I'm sure she has some other things around her house that they could do.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does.
Okay, so that may be something that we could follow up and say,
Yeah.
I understand the raking's done, but we
Yeah.
still would like to help out. What else can we help you with, maybe?
Yeah. I think there's one more house that has to get done.
Oh,
because the
yes.
kids weren't- I'll try.
Oh, okay, because,
Mr. Mandrala is still working on that.
all right, so the kids were assigned and then the kids didn't show.
Exactly. So it took a lot longer, and then by the end, I just didn't have enough.
Energy.
Or yeah, I think it was just like too much. Like it's kind of a lot to have 3 kids rake like 4 different yards.
But you know, she's locked her.
Well, if not everybody shows up, it's not really
Yes,
much you can do for the kids, right? Like,
really, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and time.
When you give the list over, are you giving the date that they signed up to?
No, we give it geographically, so we tried to put it where the Metacomet and Higley folks were together, and then, kind of by street, because we thought
yeah, that
Fred
helps good,
James,
for sure.
Right.
organization, he can say, okay, these 3 kids can knock out 1, 2, and 3 because they're all at Higley.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
whatever.
Right.
And they're smaller. I mean, if they're at Higley and Metacomet, the jobs are definitely smaller no matter what.
Right.
And then we have some people that have humongous yards.
Yeah.
So it was always, it's not, since the inception of it, it was never, we're gonna do the job till it's done. It was, when we did it before the other way, it was, there's 6 hours that these students are working. And they will do what, so somebody might have a huge yard that 5 kids are working on for 6 hours, still not done, but that's what they're going to do to help.
Right.
It's not, they're gonna stay there until the job's done and come back the next day to finish, or, so we do try and explain that there's some limitations to it.
Okay.
And, the reason we ended up going to this method was that prior to that, we had kids that just didn't show up. And we were really not happy and went to the principal and had that discussion of, that's not okay. And so then we've moved it now to being part of like the civics class where you either write a paper or you do this and most, so I'm not sure if
Yeah,
in
I
the
think-
fall, you think it's better that we have a cutoff further than 10 days? We
Yeah.
try and keep it open so that people can sign up as much as possible.
I guess what was unfortunate this time was like the cutoff was fine because
Okay.
we expected to have enough kids, but then 2 days before like the event starts, I get a list and 5 or 6 kids aren't on it anymore. So like it's kind of, and it's hard to say no, like no, we accepted your thing, now I can't do it. Like it's unfortunate. We'll try to get to.
Yeah, well, I mean, and I don't think there's, as long as you communicate with the homeowner, I don't
Right.
think there's any problem that you can't come that day. It would be no different than if it was a rainy day. That's
Right.
what ends up
Yeah.
happening, is you say, hey, we can't come. You say, I don't know what happened with the baseball game. Maybe it was a reschedule from a
Yeah,
rainy
that's what
day,
happened,
so
yeah.
you would know way ahead. And then you just say, hey, this group is some baseball kids, they have a game, can we come Sunday instead? Or, so,
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't think it ever has to be on that day, at that
Right.
time. I think there has to be some flexibility. But I don't know if that was communicated to the two people that
Yeah,
didn't get, I don't know.
I guess I was talking to him, he wanted everybody to do it on the same day, which I don't know if I necessarily agree with, but he's a
Easier to
teacher,
keep
so.
track of, probably.
Yeah, I mean, that's ideal, but.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, yeah.
Because I guess one of the like larger things that made it kind of unorganized was the homeowners weren't able to get a call from the students like until the day of.
Yeah.
So I think there was like 1 or 2 that didn't answer the phone, and they can't just kind of go to your house and start working without communicating that to you. But so that's what happened. I think like the 1 or 2, but
Okay.
yeah.
Well, maybe for the fall one, with Mario, we'll try and figure out. Elise and I had already said that we should have really put a deadline of when you can sign up also, because remember last fall, we had already sent you the list, and then 2 days before, people were calling us,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
we were trying to get them to, like, hey, if you can get to them, but, so I think that's something on our end, that when we advertise it, we will say, you must sign up by this date. And so, maybe you and Maya can talk about how far in advance that could be.
Yeah, and also I've kind of stressed it to Mr. Mandral that I'm gonna probably need the list of students that like are confirmed can go a little earlier than 2 days before. So.
Yeah.
Maybe
And also, if you can add the date they registered, and then if at all possible, if we don't have enough kids, then you look at, or you make sure the people that signed up first are the ones that are accommodated, and the ones that are last, we'll try and get to you, depending on size and job and all of that, but,
How about a motivational thing for the kids
like.
to make them more interested in getting involved?
And that's from the get-go.
Well, I guess the motivation is so they don't have to write a paper.
Yeah.
No, but I was thinking
motivating.
something like a pizza party or something that,
No, that's too much. They don't have to write a paper. That's enough.
you're tough.
Yeah, I know I had some a couple of years ago, and I gave them all money, which I know
Yeah.
it's supposed to be free, but I know.
Then they can't use it as their senior volunteer hours.
Well,
I'm sure they still.
Don't list names now because.
no, I won't list any names, but also it was, my work wasn't necessarily just raking leaves. We were cutting branches and hauling and stuff, so mine
And
was a
we do
little
have people
more.
who get lemonade and cookies.
Right.
and, like, we have people who.
Right.
really
And I
get
know
into
Corrine
it.
did the same thing with her group
Yeah.
a couple of years back, so I wasn't the only one. But, I was just very appreciative, so, that they were there to help and, so. But I didn't know it was 6 hours either, because I only had them for like 2.
That was, I don't know what it is now through the civics class, but.
I
prior
think
when
it's
we were
still. I'm
just
pretty
doing
sure
it-
it's still 6.
Okay.
Wow.
I haven't heard that change.
So that wasn't even communicated to me, so by anybody. couple of years ago. So they were there maybe 2-3 hours and the parents just started picking them up.
Well, they may go to another house.
Yeah, so it's not like 6 hours per house, it's 6
No,
hours.
it's 6 hours max.
6 hours total, okay.
So if it's an 8-hour job, then it's still gonna be 2 hours left.
Got it.
Yes, and most of them do multiple locations, just
Got
because
it.
there's a limited number of students. and they
Exactly.
want to
Right.
try and get to everybody.
Right. But to Lee's thought, as an incentive, this is through the civics class.
Okay.
But, so this is, the civics class requirement for that, but is it something that we could consider as something else, as a different add-on program? It's just something to think about.
Making it too complicated. It's just making it too complicated. They need to do hours before they graduate. It should be plain and simple. They have to put the hours in so they can put it towards their graduation. Whether it's 10 hours or, what is it, 9 hours?
It was 6, but that's how we used to do it, and then we just had kids who didn't show up and there was no consequence to
What does
it,
each
so.
student have to
Oh,
graduate?
20.
20 hours.
20
hours. So they have to fulfill their 20 hours. They shouldn't, it's their job to, contribute their time, donate their time. And that's the reward. Pretty much. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, and if we have requests, sometimes we'll email the guidance counselors and say, are there any, like outside of CARES Day, to say somebody needs boxes moved, are there any kids who are looking for hours? And so we do have that connection. But I agree with Marie, like it was, we ran into trouble when we just did it like that.
Yeah.
And there was no consequence for kids who just didn't show up.
Right.
Except, yeah, very
And it used to be
disappointed.
very difficult to get high school students to, contribute, even if they meant their hours for graduating. Signed up for the farmer's market, take pictures, whatever. You give them a camera, and still don't show up, So the kids have to learn, they commit, they gotta do it,
Yeah.
period. It's a learning lesson.
Yeah, and I think this has worked much.
Yeah, it
This is the
definitely
first
has.
time we had it. I'm not,
It's a con-
baseball kids are not, I understand that. The one
Yeah.
who didn't show, that's something that's going to draw a lot.
yeah, like I think it's fine. I mean, if you need more than that as an incentive to just go help out like your neighbor for a couple hours, I think there's kind of a problem there in and of itself. But I don't know. I think it's good enough.
Okay, sounds good.
I'd start being it.
Tough love.
Marie's, all right, Marie, you're up. Review of the COA website.
Well, it's still, things need to get done, but I don't have the authority to go in and do it. So,
So are we waiting
the
on,
Commission on Bylaws, they're forever the same, just Granby CARES Days in their program. The Good Samaritan program is coming soon, the Good Samaritan application to that is coming soon, which is confusing because there is an application there. School volunteers wanted, and that's, still needs to be updated.
so, what?
So I wanted to get a hold of Eden because she's the one that could spearhead this, but there's still some updates that need to be done. So next meeting.
So do you need me to do anything? That's my.
I just can't go in and change it or add or, change anything or add to it. So
So is Al the one that's not being responsive?
I guess it's Al through Eden. Eden has to tell Al what to do.
Okay.
So I can communicate with Eden. Hopefully next meeting it's all going to be all set because then school's out.
What's that have to do with?
Well, there's just things that updates with the schools, the volunteering at the schools.
Oh, yes, I have that.
Oh, the change.
I do that. I did that.
So it was.
And that's the last page of your handout,
No, not like able to go in on your phone.
which we're going to discuss.
Okay. And then the durable medical equipment, to me, is just adding on the website, because that changes. The Connecticut durable medical equipment, and then maybe Connecticut in Massachusetts. And then East Granby Commission Aging advises senior savings, that again, that changes periodically. So that would again probably be a Connecticut, Massachusetts thing. And then, senior services, social services, everything else is great. And what you put in with the 90th celebration, those pictures are great. But I mean, it looks, everything's fine, it's just a few updates,
Okay.
right? So I'll work on it.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
Okay, so the 2024 initiatives. The first one is technical lessons on the phone and PC. Kathy?
The night of our meeting, I wrote to the two guidance counselors again, who replaced Michelle Medbeater, I guess her name was. Michelle wrote to me within 24 hours when I first burst it to her, and she was like, oh, that's a great idea. Unfortunately, my last day's Friday, but I am forwarding it to the two people who are replacing me. And then I wrote the two people who were replacing her directly for our meeting, and then the night of our meeting, I wrote to them again, and they had yet to respond to me.
Okay, so I've been talking with the superintendent. So would that be okay if I raised it with her?
Yeah, I just don't want to put another thing on you. I've got a lot of stuff.
Oh, I
on
don't
your
care about
plate.
that. Not that it always.
They were.
So you voluntarily.
Because
Michelle was the secretary. So it might help if you got right to the counselors themselves.
I did.
Did you to
I wrote
coordinate?
to Michelle. Michelle used to be the guidance counselor, and I used to always deal with her. And then she was leaving, and her last day was Friday. And she gave me the name of the two people who were replacing her. So I wrote directly to them.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't been going through Michelle. I've been going through the two.
Yeah, because Michelle was the secretary. She's now here at town hall.
Right,
So,
right, that's what she said.
so I could always help you.
Okay. So I'm gonna put in here Donna as well. Need to add something to you, but,
Yeah, no, I can.
and let me know if you need me to follow up on anything. Okay, so the free attorney elder law program, John said that, he's looking to do it in the fall, like we originally talked about, okay? So, that is going forward. As I mentioned to you, was the cybersecurity. And so for cybersecurity, he's going to reach out to 360 when he returns to town and see if we can get something going on that. Okay? So it's an added item per se. Okay? But I have talked to him about it. And see if we can get that faster. God bless you.
And I just want to reiterate that my newsletter will be to the printer next week. So
Next week.
if that's not set up, then he wants to do it in June, July, or August. It just won't be in my newsletter, but there is another Talk Turkey, I think, that comes out in July. Next one's July?
July 8th.
Yeah. So if you want to do it over the summer, you can put it in Talk Turkey. It just won't be in my newsletter.
Yeah, but that gets delivered July 20th. So,
Just to let you know.
okay.
If that factor, I would hate for him to get it all set up with Credit Union 360 and then go, wait a minute, I couldn't put it in that newsletter.
Right.
It would have impacted his decision to, when he wanted to do it. So I just want to, when you speak to him, just let him know
Yep.
that if he does want to do it in the summer. It wouldn't be in my newsletter.
Your newsletter's the 20th, you said?
My newsletter is when I bring it to the printer, which I've been on vacation, so I'm frantically trying to get it there next week, but I need time for them to get it to you, then get it to the post office in time to, before June. You don't want it arriving June 1st, right? Getting there, usually a week or two before that month, so.
Awesome. Okay. Kathy, thinking of your cards.
So we ended up sending out 189 cards plus 55 additional cards to the people at Metacomet and Higley for a total of 244 cards. And we also looked up people who were getting the cards who lived at Turkey Hill Apartments and mentioned the renter's rebate in the cards to them for at least from, there were only two.
Two's better than zero.
Yeah, exactly.
They probably appreciated it because a lot of people don't think about it.
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
It's Tom's not bad.
Great. And have you had any feedback?
No, but I wouldn't, I mean, nobody knows.
Right. Okay. And I
It
talked.
came from Commission on Aging, so.
Right. Okay, great. The next thing I put on here was the senior reading program, which was part of what was on the website. So I've been working with the superintendent of schools. So if you go to, I think it's your last page, this is what she had sent to me. I just put a different title on it. And obviously that's up for discussion and review. But she had East Granby Public Schools Senior Volunteer and Involvement Opportunities. So she broke it down by school system, so elementary, middle, and high school. So, and listed each item for that specifically. Now, under high school, East Granby Cares Day, I changed that to add that it's the civics class. So that's what they're doing now. And that's not a volunteer thing for seniors to do. That's what we do for the volunteers. So I'm not sure that it really belongs there. But there's also a senior citizen day that they provide, and it's coming back for 24-25. So in the fall, they're hoping to bring that back, and this is her description. The senior day was something we did at high school each year for the seniors. They came into the building, toured or sat in on some classes. A lunch was made for them and some type of musical skit were performed. We stopped doing it during COVID and plan to bring it back. So I thought that was kind of neat. So if we find out more about it, we can advertise that too and see if we can get people to attend that. And then, so this is kind of, the bulleted points are more what they can, well, again, do, volunteer for, or also, get from the school system. So the first one is share your special talents, experience, hobbies, interests, artistic abilities, etc. by going into a class. And the second one is all of the concerts are actually free for them. So, that's something that we could probably publicize in the senior moments.
Yes, we did. We actually attended, we provided transportation. I mean, we didn't have a big turnout, but we went anyway just because it was so local. I
Okay.
think there was 3 or 4 seniors who attended it.
Oh, good. Okay. So this is kind of a mixture of what we do for them and what they can do for us. So we kind of need to break it out into a better format that we could put on the website. So I just took what she gave me and presented it. And then they also put on a musical each March, which she's looking at discount tickets. And then the biggest thing, which I think, Marie, this is what you were looking for, was the
Right.
contact information.
I'm seeing it changed, like Donna's out, Dina's in, right?
Yeah.
Right, Donna?
I'm in special ed.
No, nothing special. I mean, nothing personal.
No, I'm special now. Special ed.
And then Laura's in and Jackie's out. Laura,
Yes,
and
yep.
and then Deb is the same.
And
Susan is still there. Yeah, so there's those minor changes. So Dina has to change. Laura's got to be in there. Debbie is great. And Susan, okay.
So I envision this as, 2 parts to this. One is the top part is volunteer opportunities, and then what the schools give to seniors. And obviously that's a better name for it, should be done. But that way we can separate them into one flyer that says, hey, this is what the schools need from us, and here's the contacts for them. And then this is also what they are already providing or will be providing for the seniors. Okay? So is anybody interested in working on some kind of a flyer that we could post on the website? Volunteers?
For this here, for these events?
Right. So what we want to do is, this is something we want to advertise to our seniors to get them involved in town community, et cetera, for the opportunities to volunteer within the schools, whether they be a guest reader or a reading buddy or a morning greeter, and then the other half of that is, did you know you can get you know, you can go into the concerts for free. Did you know that there's a senior day that the high school does for you? So,
Yeah, I'll do that.
okay, thank you.
Flyer for the website.
And I will send you the original, or you want to go off of this?
I can go off of this.
Okay. It's not very pretty anyway, so. And then I told her, the superintendent, that I would get back to her with what we came up with, how we designed it before we published it. Okay?
Okay.
So we could make sure she was in agreement with what we were saying.
All right. So I'll create something and then I'll send it to you.
Yes, that's great. Thank you. And the Rich Galuccio Sunshine Fund. Elise is not here. I like to keep it on here in case there's any question about it. But Lee, do you have anything?
No.
Okay.
Maybe we need to get some little activity somehow. So other than that,
Okay, so this might be the time. I just put in Talk Turkey with yesterday or early this morning. Do you know of somebody in town experiencing difficulties, a loss, or just needing a pick-me-up? Please contact Elise at Social Services. Mrs. Richard Galuccio Lee has set up the Sunshine Foundation in Rich's name for just this purpose. This fund also takes contributions, so these community good deeds can be continued. Please also consider contributing to the fund via Richard Galuccio and then the address. Several members of our community have already been gifted with sunshine from this foundation.
Sounds
So
good.
I put that in already. And then I also did, April 27th was the Spring East Granby Cares Day. We had 17 seniors request services and over 30 students available to provide. What a great showing on both sides. Thank you, East Granby High School students. The East Granby Cares Day is a collaboration between the Commission on Aging and East Granby High School students. These students are hands-on helping seniors in our community. They work on small outdoor jobs, yard work, painting, etc. This program is offered by the high school students twice a year, spring and fall. Help our youth learn to be valuable community members and get assistance for things that may have become difficult for you or your town senior citizen. Meaning I was talking about if it was a family member that had somebody in town. Watch for the date for our fall East Granby Cares Day. And then seniors, do you have a hobby, career stories, history to share, looking for a way to participate in town, or are you bored? Share your time, special skills, and knowledge. Our schools need and want you. At each level of our school system, there are opportunities to volunteer. Check with Kelly Jacobs, sorry, threw you under the bus. Senior Services for more information and your number. And then last was make sure you have signed up and received senior moments to learn of the great activities that are scheduled through Senior Services. Contact Kelly Jacobs if you presently do not receive this bulletin. So that was the Talk Turkey I put in. I didn't know about the electricity rebate, so I missed that.
It goes in my newsletter, it goes under Elisa's Talk Turkey, so it's out there.
Okay, good. So that's the donations. Now, on to the good thing. Lee, the donation of your hydrangeas in Rich's name.
name?
In Rich's name?
Oh,
Yes, so we're gonna do some kind of a specialty stone, rock, something, somewhere once they're planted.
yes, yeah.
So that we will be acknowledging him.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
So that's, I said rock before, but it's gonna be something nice.
Yeah, a bit of black on a rock, whatever.
Yeah.
Garden, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a natural scape. Yeah.
Right.
Did you,
But anyways, I asked, today I got info from Eden and the town has agreed. And they will be planning to come dig it up, all of them, apparently.
okay.
So I didn't get a lot of detail. She's at the meeting tonight, but we have progress.
Okay,
And the only thing I just replied to her is we don't want to wait till summer when it's too much.
because they are
business.
starting to
Leave out.
leave
Yeah.
out, so,
So if they look like they're getting, like mine are still like dormant, you know, I'm on the top of the hill and I get snow when nobody else does 3 houses down. So,
they're starting to
but
pop.
if
I
it
did
looks like it's too much, it's going too far, then we can postpone it till the fall.
Yeah,
But just keep us posted on what you want to do.
okay,
But she did get the town to approve, and other than that, I don't know when they're coming.
okay, all right.
Okay.
That sounds good.
But you know what, you know her quite well, so she might reach out to you directly.
They'll reach out to me directly.
I said, you know her well, so she
Yeah.
might reach out to you directly.
all right. Okay,
And
sure.
Me not be in the mix, but,
Okay.
you know, if not, I'm kind of a dog with a bone, so.
Okay, all right,
Try and
I
keep
will.
me in the loop, because otherwise I keep it on my list to keep
All
following
right,
up.
well, if I don't hear in a couple of weeks, I'll call you. How's that?
Okay. And I have not heard where they're going to put them, how they're going to arrange. You know, I was leaving that up to the town, wherever it fit best. was,
Okay,
you
that's
know,
fine.
Because I know they can get large, so.
Well, these
that
will
was-
get that
Yeah.
big.
Well, I have one in my backyard that's probably 6-7 feet high.
Yeah, it all depends on how.
So
Yeah.
my concern is that if they don't have enough room, we don't want them to be squishing each other. So,
Yeah.
but I'm assuming they'll look into that.
Right,
Okay,
thank you.
thank you. New business, wellness fair preparation, da-da-da-da.
Boy.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to skip that one for a second, because I think we can do the farmer's market booth. I'd like to add to the agenda, the farmer's market booth. It's one date, and I want to see if that's what Kelly just mentioned. So do we think that's a good idea?
When is the farmer's market, on what day?
Aren't they typically Fridays?
I
Friday,
think they're on a Friday evening, yeah.
Friday afternoon.
Friday afternoon, rather.
Yeah.
At the library?
No, in front of
The liquor cabinet?
Liquor store.
Oh, okay,
up there,
all right,
that
yeah.
plaza up there.
Near where Fitzgerald's used to be.
Right.
Okay,
I think
Right.
they're trying to just map it out, Maddie, so like, it's not like, can you do a booth this day? It would be like, hey, what are the dates to pick from, and then.
Right. Do we want to do it as the first step, and the second one is?
Her card, if you
Right.
want to do it, and then whoever wants to
Right.
contact her.
It's September.
Is it September?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought it was in the summer.
I did too.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any days in August. I think it's all September.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
well,
farmer's
that's when
market's
the vegetables are coming in.
right. I think it's all September Fridays.
Okay. So what does the committee think?
I think working people are going to have difficulty volunteering for that.
Yeah, because it's in the afternoon. It's like,
Right.
4 to whatever.
I'm retired. I can volunteer for it. What are we going to say? Hi.
Yeah. Well,
I'll let the commission on the
You have a
evening.
table with information.
right. So I
Get
think,
involved, come to the town and get your service.
right. I think what.
People stopping on their way home from work and my little white-haired self is over there. Hi.
Yeah.
Maybe we could create some kind of flyers of, like a condensed version of what's on the website that we can
You
distribute.
can lure people with candy or something.
Yeah, and
Like a little candy.
Yeah.
Have a show and James can be the star.
Used to do
I don't know. He's going to be in college in September, so he's not coming back to do our Friday afternoon, are you?
For that top hat.
I don't think I can make the 8-hour commute.
8 hours. Oh.
Wow.
So I think we could get volunteers if we wanted to do this. I think it's really about an outreach to the public, and any opportunity that we can do an outreach, I think it's a good idea. I know you participated in the walk a couple of years ago, the Greenway Walk, and we had a bunch of stuff out there for that. So we can certainly do that. Do we have bags
Who's our
left?
target audience at the farmer's market?
Well, I think they're going to be people that don't work.
What are the hours? 1 to 6 or something?
I never make it, so.
I mean, I can certainly give you her card, and then if
3 to
you
6,
want to like just find out more information.
Okay.
It can be decided at the June meeting.
Well, it's only one, they only give us one
Not
date.
till the fall.
You know, it's not a weekly thing. It's one Friday, a date is assigned to us to take that extra booth and present ourselves. Is what it sounds
I
like.
understand.
Right.
But, like, if it's not till the fall, I can give the card to whoever is gonna, and they can ask the
Okay.
question, like, what times,
Right.
what are the dates that are available,
Okay.
you know, I don't know.
Assign that to me.
I'll show up. You don't have to take that on.
How about a drawing?
Here, I'm gonna give it to you, and then you can.
Okay. And then we can go from there as to, but I think it's a good thing that any way we can reach out, we want to do that.
How about a raffle or a drawing? Get a nice plant and give people tickets and see if anybody, because it's going to stand out, a nice fall arrangement to
A
get.
mom, maybe.
Yeah. Why not? I'll donate it.
Oh, you're gonna, I was just gonna say, we don't have a budget, so,
Yeah, I know, I'll donate it.
but I think that's a really good idea. That actually does draw people.
3 to 6:30.
3 to 6:30.
Okay, Joe said,
Fridays, September 8th, 15th, 22nd, 29th.
And we're doing
This year, that
all,
was last year, right?
all four
this
of them?
is,
No, no,
Joe
one.
said 3:30
One,
to 6:30.
okay.
3:30 to 6:30.
Yeah, I'm sorry, 3 to
So we'll
6:30.
decide before.
So they already have the dates for this
Annual,
fall.
yeah,
August and September.
August, really?
Yep. August and September.
Okay.
All right. So we'll look into that a little further. Now, and I also want to add to our summer meetings so we can advertise them if you're going to do that. So the summer meetings, what we did last year, for those that didn't attend with us, is we had a meeting at, it wasn't a meeting, we call it a social hour. And we brought snacks and drinks, and each one of us brought something little. We didn't go crazy. And then we just opened it and had an open discussion and talked to the seniors to see what they might need. Some were there to complain about facilities, which, I clearly said, we can't help you with facilities because we don't own these facilities. We don't run them. But others were like, they needed help with forms. Maria, I think you helped somebody with forms, getting through, the government processes, and they just needed some guidance or somebody to hold their hand and fill out forms with them. So there was some of that going on. Eden showed up with us last year, and there were lights out that we couldn't get Eversource to show up, and Eden was able to take care of that. So there were certain things like
It was a really
that.
productive meeting.
It was very productive
So,
at Higley.
July 2nd is the first Tuesday. We're going to plan on a date right now.
Well, did we agree that we want to do this is the first thing?
I'm good with it.
I'm good with it.
Okay?
Yeah, I mean, I think if it was productive, then it's a good thing to do.
We need a vote? No? Okay. So, this is my right hand.
And it's not having a meeting, it's not having our meeting.
No, it's not our
Right,
meeting. It's a
having-
social
just a
hour.
social. That's where
Right.
it's, I think it failed the first time, was we were having a meeting that, the social works much better.
Right.
I
So
think
are
if at least 5 of us show up, it's good. 5 of us can be there.
If not, we just eat the snacks.
Does that mean we don't have to, does that mean we don't have to come to a July meeting if we have the meetings? in
Well,
July?
that's something we decide in June, but typically, we take the summers off.
Okay.
We typically don't do meetings in July and August.
Okay.
That's always been voted on by the commission, and it usually is voted on in June.
So it'd be nothing, no meeting in August, right? And then
July or August.
two events in July, instead of a meeting, would be the socials. One at Higley, one at Medicott?
What we did last year was 1 month was in July and the second village was in August.
Okay.
Now, we can do it the same or we can do it differently.
That'll be
I don't
August
know if it
6th,
matters.
July 2nd.
So, no, oh, well, July 2nd is, we're not going to have a meeting anyways.
Right.
But July 9th is the second Tuesday of that month. So, when am I going out of state? I'm going to be out for work the following week. So, the 9th would work for me. Beyond that, it would be tough for me to attend.
I think the 9th is good because I think the second, a lot of people go away for 4th of July.
Right.
I don't know where the other are.
I don't think you want it too late in August.
Okay,
I
so
would do them
let's,
both in July. Can we just do them both in July or no?
Yeah, right.
well, the only problem with that is I wouldn't be able to attend another one in July because I have a conference out of state.
Can we do one at the end of June?
Yeah? That would mean you'd meet with us
That's a
twice
busy
that
week.
month? Oh, yeah, that's true. Although I don't know how many people worry about
I get it.
school activities at the seniors.
School's usually out mid-June.
Yeah.
You know when the last day of school is?
That Friday, they just said it the other night. Yeah, I think.
What was the date?
14th.
14th, okay. Flag Day, huh? Okay, so we could do June 25th. That's the last week, it's a Tuesday.
I won't be around.
Okay, so we have 2 people already that are not available. And I'm only I don't think July 2nd is a good time.
July 9th sounds good, and then we could figure it from there. July 9th for one.
Well, no, because she's got to put it in her senior moments,
Gotcha.
and that's why we need to
Do it now.
do it now. So August 6th would be our next meeting night. That's the first week,
Does that work for everybody?
or the 13th.
I said 6th is better. I don't know.
So let's go with August 6th.
That's if you're gonna cancel the meeting.
And
Because it's
July
already
9th?
posted. Doesn't mean it's-
No,
just Change it to a social.
I did post that,
Is it?
yeah.
Yeah, so you would like cancel those 2 and then turn, and just so that you're having 2 socials.
Right.
'Cause they're
I
not
put them down
meetings.
as possible, maybe socials at villages. Is what I posted, so.
So then if that's the case, you won't cancel.
Right,
Right. You won't cancel. Okay.
so, okay, so Higley will be July 9th. And then, Metacomet will be August 6th, okay?
Sounds great.
And then that'll take care of that. Okay, now on to the fun thing, the wellness fair. So I tried to put in here by like time frame. So we're in May, and this is when we need to update the potential vendors. And Kelly, yeah, okay.
I'll try and have it for the next meeting.
Okay, can we get that before, if possible, if you can get that before?
Sure.
Because then what I can do is send out a save the date.
Yeah, I'll email her this week and, it'll be
Okay.
if she can confirm, but it's almost always, most likely it's gonna be October 21st.
Really?
It's almost always the 3rd Monday of October.
Really? Yeah. Because the 14th is Columbus Day. Okay. Am I looking at the right month? Yeah, 21st, okay.
Yeah, I haven't reached out, but most likely that's the date.
Okay.
It will be, but I will email them.
Yeah. Can you CC me on that? So then maybe she'll reply to everybody. So anyways, I'm looking for volunteers to look at the database and just verify information that is, the people are still in business and they're still available. Some of that can be done by the save the date, which, you know, if we can get that soon, then what happens is I send out the save the date to all of the, my whole database. And then what happens is I get the rejects. And then we work on the rejects. So what I would need is to work with somebody on the rejects that could reach out, you know, try the phone numbers that I have, try the emails. Okay, Kathy? So I don't know what item that is going to be, but rejects I'm going to put down for Kathy.
That's appropriate.
Sorry.
So do you want me to haunt Kelly to make sure that date is confirmed for the flu shot?
No,
Like I did last year.
I'll send it out once it's confirmed with the Farmington.
I don't know, I don't remember it being that late. Monday?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was the 17th last year.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah,
So this would be the 21st, okay.
yep. So anyways, I will need to have people helping out. I also need solicit the grant funding from People's Bank. Anybody want to take that on? Actually, it's just going on their website and putting it in, saying we want money. I mean, really, they have a form. You fill out the form, you say what it's for, and
I thought you met with them.
no, well, I used to, but last year was the first year that said, oh, no, we have a form for that now.
So these two.
And you have to go online to do it. And then what it ended up being is I didn't hear back from them, so then I got a hold of Christy and I said, you know, how long does it take to approve this? Because I waited until like July or August, and then she said there's a form and it says 3 months for approval. I'm like, oh crap, you know, it's kind of late. So, anybody want to take that?
Which one are we on, Cheryl?
It's,
Save the date?
yeah, solicit, yeah, we're still in May, so it's like the 6th item down because it's really an easy thing. You can't get the flu clinic, that's Kelly. Update the database with new contact information.
Yeah,
So
Lee
anybody-
and I will take care of that. I'll update the database, she'll make the calls to get the new information, and I'll enter it into the database.
All right.
It's a lot of work.
No, as long as it's database, I don't have to talk to anybody. You can talk to everybody.
So the solicit peoples, did anyone volunteer for that?
I can do
Basically
that.
going to peoples and getting, you know.
I can do that. I just need to go in there and ask them about the,
It's actually on their website.
you know,
But do we have like a form from the previous year to just know what the,
Yeah, what I wrote,
yeah. It's just repeat, same thing.
yeah. I
we're just
will-
requesting
And
funds
then you have
for,
to follow
Right,
up.
well, you asked for how much money you want, and since they gave us 500 the first time, I've just been asking for the 500.
why don't we up it to 750?
Oh,
Yes.
goodness gracious.
That's what we're talking about. There you go.
Well, things are not cheap.
Now, Cheryl, when did they give
No,
you
they-
that funding? Did they give it to you like in advance to the?
Yeah.
Yes, like a month or two?
Yeah.
At least a month. It's like, if we're gonna do,
No, that's the other thing, is they write out a check to me, and then I can cash it. They couldn't even cash my check. I had to go somewhere else to get the check cashed.
so,
I'm like,
so it has to be at least a month if you want to order something for the fair and you want to get it shipped in
Right.
time and have a discount or whatever. yeah.
right,
All right, I can do that.
okay. I'll send you I'm sure I did a screenshot of whatever I did on the phone, and I'll send that to you. Okay? And go for 750, what are they gonna say?
Right.
You didn't ask for 1,000?
That's next year.
Well, you know, I did see on something else that they gave $1,000. So instead of us getting interest rates, we're getting, we get it a different way, I guess. All right, so you guys are taking that. That's the big stuff that needs to be done, although everybody,
That's a help.
no, not only just that. You have to start thinking about what is a good gift to give. Last year we did the lights, the pen lights.
Oh, so just to give out to when they
Right.
get not around.
And the year before, we did the bags. And are we out of bags? Yeah, I don't know about that either.
Kelly doesn't know where the bags are.
Some closets.
The bags have come up.
Yeah.
always find it, I just don't know where I'm finding it, but.
Yeah,
A little
I
scavenger
think the
hunt.
bags are good to put all the information in that they're
Right.
getting.
well, a lot of the vendors also do bags.
They do.
So, it's not necessary that we give bags,
Like
but,
peoples and the caregivers and stuff, yeah.
right.
Well, there must be something in some of those flyers that you come out.
I had a really good idea, but I forgot it, so.
She forgot.
I know I looked at the shoehorns, and I brought a couple of shoehorns here, and they were incredibly cheap. And until you get up to the $7-8 price range per shoehorn, they're really not significant quality. But I do think everybody could use a shoehorn at their age.
That's the long one?
The long ones. Yeah, the telescoping ones are like $15. So.
You know, with the new Skechers, they just slip right in.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, we're gonna buy everybody Skechers then, right?
Yeah, that's funny because my mom is a shoehorn, like she's constantly at the shoehorn.
You must have a
And we
really.
got her some Skechers because she's very arthritic and it's so hard for her to put on her foot.
In fact, the new
trying
Skechers
to
that I
think of, like,
just
the
bought, I
things
don't
that
like
she
at all. I'm gonna donate them.
Right.
They're not, they don't have.
Did you ever price
the lift
the
in the heels.
notepads, Cheryl?
Oh,
When I stand up.
oh, good. What was that?
Did you ever, remember we took the note like,
Oh, yeah, we had talked about
did you ever
notepad.
price the, did you end up, it was too late? I can't remember, but.
I think they were really pretty expensive.
Okay.
I think they were like $3 or something a piece. And we're looking for like the $1, $2 range.
For gifts?
Yeah, yeah. So it might be something like you open an envelope with, the little razor on it or
Those you can
something.
always use.
Something like that. I just want you guys to start thinking about when you're around seniors, around family, what could be useful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dollar Tree, they had notepads, well, now it's $1.25, but I mean, the decent sized notepads. Or
they have-
$1.25.
I have enough of notepads in my desk that I could supply all the seniors in town.
There you go.
I have so many.
I think the,
And sticky notes and.
Okay.
I love the ones from
ridiculous what I have.
Home Health Care. They're sticky notes. I probably have one in here somewhere, but they're sticky notes with their name and title on it. And they're a good size, so you can write yourself a good note, and then they peel off and stick on things. But those were really
it's a
expensive.
letter opener, it's box shaped,
Yep.
A little pointy end and that opens up envelopes really easily. Those are good.
So,
Put, and then you could write County Granby.
Commission on Aging, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, think about it. The biggest thing is going to come when we need to start advertising and getting things out to the other locations. So that gives us something to work on right now. So I think we're good. I'm trying to keep track of time and get you guys over to the meeting if you wanted to. So I think I've done everything. Any last minute questions on that?
What about the database? You're gonna give me the database?
Yes, I can give you the database.
Okay.
It's actually just a spreadsheet with multiple tabs by year, so it's not crazy. I didn't set up a database.
All right.
Okay, and let me add that to my list.
already have that.
Okay, comments from the public.
So.
Lee,
Yes.
you are public.
Oh, I think it was a good meeting. It accomplished a lot.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, Cheryl, she keeps us here at 8 o'clock at night.
I know, I'm trying.
Fine, you're doing fine.
Okay, thanks. Comments from COA, Tom?
Rich always says that.
You haven't left us yet, so that's good news.
He's got sketches though.
He's got sketches. All right, I gotta get me a pair. Johnny?
Nothing, I just hope that in between, if we don't meet up, that everybody has a good summer coming along and weather like that.
This is only May.
I know, but
We'll see you in June.
The weather was so nice today. Everyone's got spring,
I didn't even get out.
Going fast.
I'm just like buried alive at work. Yes.
Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, okay.
It's a month
Yes.
And
Another third one, yeah.
that's it
Okay.
for now.
James?
Come to a baseball game. We're 12-3.
Nice.
Well,
Come support. Come support. Yeah.
yeah,
Team's looking good this
awesome.
year. We're going all the way.
Good.
Awesome.
Great.
Yeah, there's a sign that we put out in the middle of town anytime we have a game. So come on by.
All right.
What position do you play?
I play shortstop.
Nice.
Great.
Nice.
Where are you going to college?
University of Richmond.
Oh, nice.
So playing there too. So
When's the last day?
Nice.
When's graduation day, actually?
the 12th of June. Yeah.
Okay, one last question. When's the prom?
I have a prom on May 16th and May 31st.
2 proms.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, how come you're so lucky to get two?
It's the ball, the senior
I don't know if
ball.
that's lucky.
My girlfriend good.
You might want to buy the suit at this point, right?
I did last year. Luckily, I still fit in it. So.
Okay.
There you go. So we got the senior ball and the junior prom. Is it still called that, or?
Well, our prom is just one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have senior junior combined. So
And that's the 16th, this
Yeah.
Granby prom?
or it might be the 17th. Yeah.
And then let's be nosy. What's the other one?
Simsbury.
Oh,
Oh.
all right.
Okay, we'll stop the interrogation now.
Who said? Okay. Kelly?
No comments.
We got you done, huh?
Have a fun June or May, or where are we? May.
We're in May.
We'll see you in June. Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Kathy?
I'm good. Thanks, everybody, for
Thank
time
you.
and attention.
Got all those cards.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for handling that.
Happy to.
That was great. And hopefully they did appreciate,
Kathy did a good job coordinating, getting it all done.
Yeah.
Sure.
Thanks.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
excellent job. Thank you. Pam?
Happy Mother's Day.
Even if you're not a mother.
We all mother something.
Good answer.
Even if we're a father, we sometimes mother, right? Donna?
Good, all good. Happy Mother's Day.
Okay.
good.
Thank you, everybody, for coming and your time. And are you going to the next meeting?
Oh, we need to make a motion, don't